It's upon them program.
Hi and welcome to a new Euro Truck Simulator 2 video. I have just had a major cock up. I was sat talking halfway through a journey, about 8 minutes in, and I realised I hadn't pressed record for the audio. I'd pressed record for the video, but not for the audio, so I completely cocked that up. So I reloaded it, and I'm going to take the same job, which was this one. And yeah, okay. I'll just have to try and remember what I was on about. Yeah, we're using the DAF truck today. I actually quite like this truck. It's got a sort of cosy feel to it. It's got a nice little sunroof there. Oh fucking hell, I've fucked up again. Oh, maybe not. We're carrying 21 tons, I think, yes we are, of a pressure tank. So that's fun. We can squeeze around here without killing that car. That was close. Yeah. Oh, I've done that as well. There we go. Yeah, I was basically just on about how to play the game, or like what I play the game with. Like, I use a PS3 controller, but when I got this game, I also got, well, a couple of days after I got the game, I got the Logitech G27 wheel. I just destroyed that lamppost in the background there. Lamppost? Signpost. Words are hard. Yeah, I don't really use it a lot. It's really good. When I first got it, I was obsessed with it. I just used it all the time. It is really good to play with, and it gives you a proper level of like immersion in the game, and it also makes driving a bit easier, well, because you can, you know, fine tune how much you turn into corners, and with the gear stick as well, you can select what gears you want and how much you want to put the accelerator down and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't really use it a lot. I recently moved house about, I don't know, probably nearly a year ago now. In fact, it could actually be about a year ago, like by a few weeks. But in my room, not everything's not really sorted out yet. I've got my old computer desk. I haven't got anything new. It's just wires everywhere, and there are quite a lot of wires in using the Logitech wheel. And that can be a bit of a problem for me, because as I say, there's wires everywhere, and to, you know, have to take everything out, untangle everything, and then put it all back in, it can be a bit of a hassle. I'm gonna go right out here. So yeah, I don't really use it as much. I probably will use it in some of the videos coming up for Euro Truck Simulator, but I can't see it really anytime soon. Maybe when my room gets sorted out, I'll have sort of the freedom to expand my gaming hardware. But yeah, I got the game around Christmas time. I really enjoyed it, even though I didn't have a proper controller. I didn't have my PS3 controller, I didn't have my Logitech wheel, and I'm on the wrong side of the road, and I was using the keyboard to turn and everything, and at first thought, I was like, oh fucking hell, here we go, it's going to be shite because I'm using the keyboard, but actually it does work really well. To go around corners, you have to sort of tap though on the arrow keys. You have to tap, otherwise you'll end up tipping the lorry over, and that can be really annoying. But other than that, it plays pretty much exactly the same as with why did that make a sound like that? It plays exactly the same with a joystick or a wheel, really. I think we're going to Hull. It should be morning it is morning. Yeah, I was going to say it should be morning by the time we get here, and it is. And there's a lovely sign there saying drive on the left, in case I forgot, which I did. So it's actually pretty helpful. yeah, I was talking also about at this point, if I do remember correctly, about the graphics on this game. I think for if you can, I'm not sure if you can call it a simulator really. I did that twice now. I did it on the last recording as well. I'm not sure if you can really call it a simulator per se, but it is quite realistic. I'll give it that. I mean, you've got to. But especially with the wheel. But everything in the game, I think they've taken quite a nice time detailing it. I mean, like things like that. You know, just coming over the top of the road. It looks nice, but it doesn't take a lot of effort. Well, it does, but it doesn't take that much effort, and it looks really good. And I think they've just made this game look really well. They've put quite a lot of bloom on everything, so when you look at signs like there, it's quite painful to look at. But one thing I think they did really well was the shadows or the sun shafts, because as you just saw there, like when I pass through trees, or in the shade of trees when I'm in the sunlight, it gives it that really cool effect. I don't really know how to describe it, but you'd have seen it then. But the shadows in this game are really nice. But one of the things that does throw me off this game a little bit, or it could be improved by, I mean, I don't think they've got a lot of developers on this game, so you know, hats off to them to, you know, for creating a game like this with that amount of people. But when you get into cities like we're going to I keep pressing the wrong fucking button, and again, we're going to Sheffield, and it's not the most well detailed place. I mean, in real life, Sheffield isn't the prettiest place. It's not bad, but it's not like if you were to go to somewhere like Amsterdam, where it's quite a nice, pretty place. Sheffield's, you know, it's a bit bleak. You know, you can always imagine a storm cloud over Sheffield, is one way of putting it. And in the game, they pulled that off pretty well, but the problem is it looks too generic, because they do that for a lot of other places as well. Like if we were to go to Grimsby, I'm not sure if that is on the game. It might be, might not, I can't remember. But if you were to go to Grimsby, it would look exactly the same as Sheffield. Maybe the layout might be a little bit different, but all the buildings in the place will look exactly the same, and the style of it will all be exactly the same. But if you go to London, like if you're on the way to London, in the game, you can see the big landmarks like the Gherkin and places like that. I'm not sure if Big Ben's in there, it might be. But when you get into the actual part of London, like the sorry about that, mate, into the like the town bit, again, it's detailed like Sheffield. It's not got its own sort of style to it, I don't really think. And I reckon if they did something like that, it would bring a whole new level of immersion to the game, probably. I mean, other than that, graphically, there's not really much to say. Everything else is pretty good. I mean, the trees are good, the grass is good when you drive in. The amount of stuff in the game, you know, is staggering, really. But yeah, it's a really fun game. I'm sort of struggling to get up this hill here. I wish it'd go down a gear. It's not going to though, is he? Am I taking this turning? I am. Yeah, I am. Like when you're driving on this bit, look like the countryside and the roads, it's really, really nice. Okay, let me out. Cheers, mate. Yeah, it does look really nice. As you can see here, look, it looks real. It looks pretty as well. It's fun to drive around these sort of bits. Yeah, this game would be amazing if they could incorporate some sort of like Google Maps, or like every single road looked exactly the same as the actual road. That would be amazing, but that would be so hard to make on the developers. I mean, if you had a big company like EA or something, I mean, they wouldn't make games like this, but if they could, and they were able to incorporate that sort of level of detail, this game would be incredible. Everyone would own it with a good PC, even with a bad PC. If you could make it look, you know, well. I mean, on the low graphics, I play on Ultra on this, but when I first got this, I didn't even have the computer, my current computer. I had to use my old computer, and that, even on the low graphics, it still looked pretty good. And it ran pretty smooth, and it's going to be a little bit slower today whilst I'm recording on here, because I lock it to 30 frames a second, and obviously whilst recording it can drop a bit below that sometimes. But when I'm not recording, I can get about a solid 80 to 90 frames a second on this, and it is really good. I'm going to try and one-hand drive and have a sip of water. Hang on, here we go. Oh god. Oh, there's water everywhere. I have just spilled water everywhere, but the show must go on. I really needed that. Yeah. Sometimes you come across farmers farming. That I don't know why that digger reminded me of it, but oh yeah, it looked a bit like a tractor. That'll probably be why. But sometimes when you pass through or past farms, you can see the tractors. Overtake me then, mate. You can see the tractors harvesting all the wheat and stuff, and it does look really good, but it makes my frame rate drop incredibly low, so hopefully we won't go past any of them today. Yeah, the scale of the game is actually pretty good too. I used to play 18 Wheels of Steel, an American one, and it's completely different to this game. I came into this game thinking, oh, it might be a bit like that, but it's not. It's completely different. Pretty much everything's different about it. 18 Wheels of Steel though is a bit more arcadey, and this is labelled as simulation, so you can tell why it's so different. But 18 Wheels of Steel across, I think it's called Across America, that had a big map, as I remember it. The last time I played that I was about 14, 13 though, but it was quite a big map, and on this one I would say it's roughly, if I am remembering correctly, it's roughly about the same size, but it's much more better detailed. I've run wide there. Fuck. Oh well. Yeah, it's much better detailed, and I was talking to my mates not long ago. Oh, we're gonna make it up this hill? We do just. I was talking to my mates not long ago about if they were able to like make the game or make a game so the roads were the actual length, because I mean in real life, let's face it, I think it says on the bottom there, down there, it says 54 miles away, and it's going to take 1 hour and 23 minutes now to get there, and but in actual real life time it will probably take, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. So I was talking to my mate about if they could make the game for the hardcore sort of simulation lorry driver players, if they could make the game so that when it says 1 hour and 16 minutes like it does now, it would actually take 1 hour and 16 minutes to get to the place. I mean, that would be horrible for people who don't want to play that level of detail, but yeah, it would be amazing if they could make a game like that. But I mean, as I say, they'd probably get a lot less people playing the game if it took that long to get somewhere. So I can understand why they wouldn't want to do that. I mean, the cost of making one game where, you know, it takes that long, the roads are massive, would be costing a lot to make, and then to actually make another one where the roads aren't as long would still cost a lot to make. So I can obviously understand why they wouldn't. I was just saying though, it would be pretty good if they could do that. We're at 58 miles an hour here, which is pretty fast. I hope I don't turn too fast and completely career everywhere all over the road and die. But things are going well so far. See, the water looks nice there. A little bit of a beach too. What is that noise? Oh, that was my lorry. That sounded horrible. I thought it was braking. I'm surprised it hasn't rained yet. The clouds have stayed pretty much dark grey and thunderstormy, but I haven't actually noticed any rain. You can actually change how often it rains in this game. I think there's a rain probability slider, and if you have it on the left, I think it either never rains or it very rarely rains. And if you have it to the far right, it pretty much rains. It either always rains or it rains pretty much all of the time. So it's nice to have customability like that in a game, I think, especially in a simulator. Speaking of simulators, I am hoping to do sometime in the future, when I get everything sorted out in my room and on my computer. It needs a big clear out. I've got so much shit all just everywhere. I'm hoping to do some flight simulator videos. About a couple of years ago, I proper got into flight simulator, and I've got loads of mods, add-ons for it, and I've got like PMDG, which are a really good aircraft mod, and it makes it pretty much like the real deal. Obviously the physics and that aren't obviously as real, but when you're in the plane you sort of feel like it's a bit real. And then I've got FS2 crew, which is like you've got a co-pilot with you and it'll help all that out. And I'll try to do like short little flights from like Dublin to Manchester or Manchester to Dublin, and then I could do them a bit longer too. The only problem is, the reason I said I need to sort everything out is the flights in total, from setting up the aircraft to flying it to landing and shutting down, you're looking at about 2 hours or 2.5 hours, depending on where you're flying to, because I know it takes half an hour to set up the aircraft. So to have to set up the aircraft, fly, I didn't crash, to fly to the place, and also shut down the aircraft once you've got there. They will take up a lot of memory, a lot of space once recording. I mean, an hour-long video takes up on here. I use Mirrorless Action to record, not Fraps. Most people think everyone uses Fraps, but I use this Action thing, and about an hour long will take up around 24 gigabytes, 20 to 30 gigabytes basically, and that can be a bit of a problem. As I say, I don't have a lot of space on my computer. I don't really have the money at the minute to afford another hard drive either, so when it comes to that sort of front I struggle a bit. But if I can get a new hard drive, that'd be great, because I will be able to just put all my recorded files straight onto that. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, so I need to completely clear out my computer, just get rid of all the shit I don't need. I've got 2 hard drives. I've got a solid state drive for Windows, so my computer loads up faster and like the actual Windows tasks run a bit faster, and then everything else is on a terabyte hard drive. So as I say, I've got quite a lot of games on here, and then with all the recordings as well, it takes up a lot of space. So I'm sorry about that, I just burped, and I did it again, and I'm proud. It does take up a lot of space, so I need to completely clear everything out of that, and just keep the stuff I need, really, because I've only got into making YouTube videos quite recently, so it's a bit of a hassle sorting everything out. But I'm getting the hang of it now, and I know what I'm doing. It's sort of becoming second nature, especially with editing, and editing audio and video. I don't think there's any cars coming. Move! See, this is one of the problems with a heavy load. We did just get around there. I thought there was a car coming, but I don't think there is. Yeah, everything pulls off slower. But yeah, as I said, I'm getting everything sorted out now, and yeah, I'm starting to get the swing of it. I think, a terabyte hard drive runs around 30, 40, 50 quid, depending on what sort of quality you want. And I don't just want to buy a cheap hard drive. Like, if I'm going to buy a hard drive, I want to make sure it's high quality, but not like ridiculously overpriced, like 70, 80 quid, but as I say, somewhere in the 40-50 mark. I want to make sure it gets the job done, and I can rely on it. It's not going to fail, and I'm not going to lose everything. So hopefully I'll be able to get something like that. Maybe an external hard drive might make it a bit easier, because I'm hoping to get a laptop if I can get some money, and I'm hoping to get a laptop where I could do most of my editing on the laptop and recording on the computer, then just moving everything to the laptop. That would be in an ideal world, but I don't know how that's going to turn out. I do like the look of Mac laptops. I mean, I know they're really overpriced for what they are, but for something that's just like recording, I quite like Macs in that sort of idea. Now these are the quarries that are supposed to have changed. This bit has it a bit like there's a fence. I can't remember there being a fence, and it looks quite pretty with the trees and then this big rock here. But if I remember, I think the quarries were too steep for the trucks. So these should be a little bit, well, not as steep. I can't really notice much of a difference, truth be told. It might be a little bit shallower, but not that much. It probably is that wasn't there before, I'm pretty sure. So that's been added in, that looks pretty cool. Going a bit fast here, slow down a bit. Yeah, this bit's definitely shallower, I'm sure. Gotta find my, I think it's over here on my left. Is it? It is indeed. I don't know which way it wants me to park into it. The other way? Do you want me to go this way or the other way? We'll soon find out if this doesn't work. Yeah, it wants the other way. We can do a little bit of a turn here. We might be able to just reverse straight in, which would be very helpful, because I'm not brilliant at parking these. Okay, that did not work. Alright, let's take it out. Get it straight, there we go. Now, do I turn it? No. I never know which way to turn. I can't even really see it now, it's too bright. I want that way, a bit more. Now this way. You see, I think that's pretty close, but I'm going to count that as yes, I did park that. So I'm just going to go right ahead and press enter. Yeah. So our base reward was £4,347, but with our proficiency bonus, which is only level 1, we get £65, and high value cargo bonus from our first payment upgrade into skill rank, we get £199 or euros added. So we get 265 XP and £4,611 total. We're still only level 2, we've got a while to go yet. But, oh yeah, we just became level 2. We can get to level 3 soon now. Next, I reckon I will do fragile cargo. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I'll probably do another one of these, as I say, normally in about a week or two. It depends. I've got things going on. I've got football, and eventually I'm gonna start getting back into school. But other than that, I reckon another one. Yeah, we should have another one of these though out soon. Some of the series I'm considering cancelling. Like, I'm not too sure on the FIFA one. I mean, it's a bit of you don't really see it, but it's a bit of a hassle to edit, and when I edit it, it doesn't turn out brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of it. Well, I like editing, but I'm not good at editing. So when I sort of almost have to force myself to not record the videos. I mean, I like recording the videos, but editing it and then putting them in the post commentary later. I'd rather just do live commentary, to be honest. It's a bit easier. But anyway, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you some other time.